Hey, what's up everyone? How you doing today? So I'm sure you're aware with this whole pandemic thing going on, a lot of things have been put on pause. And if you're a dancer, your studios and classes have also stopped. Here in Minnesota, it looks like we're just getting going again, and that leaves me thinking, during uncertain times like this, it's hard to keep motivation up, especially in dance. But it's not just during this time where some people start losing their motivation for dance, it's a normal thing to happen. Every once in a while, for one reason or another, you will lose your motivation to dance. It might not be a lot of motivation, but you'll sometimes get the feeling that you just don't enjoy it the way you used to enjoy it. And there are many reasons for this. Maybe you're burning out. Whatever the reason may be, it does happen and it's okay. Don't think that when you're losing motivation to dance or that you've lost your motivation that it's the end of dance for you. It's not. But if it's not, what can you do to retain it or get it back? These will be 5 tips, 5 things, 5 practical things to either get back your motivation for dance or retain it or make sure that you don't lose it. So let's begin and let's roll that intro again. So for number 1, the very first thing that you can do to retain your motivation for dance is probably one of my favorite things that I do, and that is to simply watch a dance movie or a dance documentary. I think that for a dance movie, despite their horrible acting, does have a nice spin on things. It's not real dance, if you know what I mean, but sometimes, especially when you started dance, 10 years ago, it is nice to see dance on a big screen. Now, do I like a lot of the dance movies that are out right now? Not really, now that I think of it, but they are unique to each their own, and even if I don't like the movies, I definitely do like the dancers that are in it. Personally, one of my favorite movies of all time is You Got Served. To me, that is the first movie that really brought hip-hop into the big screens. Though something like You Got Served definitely didn't exist. I think, to my knowledge, it didn't exist. Where you bring a crew and do a pre-made choreography to a song that you have no idea what's gonna be on, battling another crew that's doing the exact same thing as you. Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened actually. But the choreography is dope, the dancers are dope. I mean, it's just a wonderful movie. A wonderful dance movie, I should say, because if we were to compare it to regular movies, yeah, it's not that good of a movie. But there's also the Step Up series as well. I'm not too big of a fan of the Step Up series. I think 1 was pretty decent, 2 was definitely a step back, and I thought 3D was pretty good from a creative standpoint. As for documentaries, I absolutely love dance documentaries. One of my favorite dance documentaries that you could find on YouTube and watch for free is Planet B-Boy. I'll even link it down in the description. I think that documentaries are very true to the root of the dance itself, and it teaches you a lot about the insides of things that you probably don't even know about. Not only can you explore certain people's history with what they've been through with dance, but you can look at dance history as a whole, seeing points of view that you've probably never seen before, and just getting a form of enlightenment from these movies, from these documentaries, really makes you appreciate the kind of art form that dance is. But again, I will link a bunch of different documentaries on YouTube that I really enjoyed. My second tip, something that you can do to help motivate you for dance, is going to explore other dance genres. As a dancer for the past 10 years, when I first started dance, I first got into breakdancing, primarily because that's what all my friends did, but me being the bigger guy that I am, it just wasn't really something that I enjoyed doing. So eventually I would see myself getting into more of locking and then popping and then choreography, but because I danced with a bunch of b-boys from high school, or in fact, now that I think of it, my first 2 crews, my first 2 dance teams were primarily b-boys, and I was essentially the 1 or 2 people who didn't actually breakdance, or that didn't breakdance as a primary dance genre. But what dancing with a bunch of other b-boys did, even though I wasn't a b-boy myself or I didn't even breakdance, it really opened up my appreciation to other dance genres. Eventually, when I went to school for dance, I ended up learning jazz, ballet, contemporary, modern, Afro-Caribbean, taught by white guy. But I've always been open-minded about these things, and when I see routines that are outside of my normal dance genre, I actually don't even get bored of them. I appreciate what they bring. So if you're someone who hasn't really explored other genres outside of your own personal dance genre, I suggest you do it. If you're a stage dancer, maybe all you do is ballroom, maybe all you do is ballet, you know what? Look into hip-hop, look into choreography. And the other way it matters as well. If all you do is breakdance, if all you do is choreography, look into jazz, look into ballroom, look into something else that's completely out of your comfort zone. As a dancer, I consider myself a student for life. And if I'm a student for life, why should I limit my knowledge to just one dance genre? To me, that makes no sense, but I get that tackling other dance genres just may not be part of that comfort zone that you have. So moving on, let's talk about number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be talk to somebody about it. Honestly, if you know a dancer who's been dancing for a long time, or a friend who's been dancing for a long time, especially if they've been dancing longer than you have, odds are I am about 99% sure that at one point in their life, they have lost their motivation for dance. And if they're still dancing now, then they've overcome it somehow. And if you're a dancer, odds are I'm sure you know somebody who's been dancing far longer than you have. But talking to somebody personal and hearing their story definitely helps a lot, because it's somebody that can empathize with you, who understands what you're going through, who understands the situation that you're in, and who will most likely be able to help you out of your slump. We're people, we're human beings, we're not meant to be alone. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone. Losing your motivation for dance is a lot more common than you probably think it is. And a lot of dancers that you know who seem really happy with where they are now with dance, they've had their moment too. Reach out to them. They'll completely understand where you're coming from. They really will. I know dancers where every day they wake up, it's always a battle of being motivated to go back to dance, to getting ready for your class, to getting ready for your practice. Especially if you do dance for a living, you know, there are times where dance doesn't feel as fun anymore, because when you do go dance, all of a sudden you're doing it for work because it's work, or it just feels like work. It's completely normal to feel like this. So definitely talk to a friend, or even just talk to somebody in your dance community. So for number 4 is probably going to be the hardest thing to do out of this list here, but I thought that I should mention it because it's helped me a lot of times, and that is to remember moments in dance that has made you happy and try to return to it. Maybe it's just sitting in your room freestyling, getting your emotions out. Maybe it was going to a workshop. Maybe it was being with a certain amount of people that helped you throughout dance. Maybe you enjoyed teaching, or you enjoyed learning. Find a moment in your dancing career where you thought to yourself, I love dance. This is the reason why I love dance. And get back to that. In the end, we started dancing because it's fun. We continue it because it's fun. Go back to a fun moment and remember what made it fun. And now, number 4. This one may sound a little bit contradicting, but it's really not. And that is, just take a break. Stop every dance-related thing that you have going on for a few days, a few weeks, a month, if not longer. You know how every night we go to sleep? We sleep for a reason. It benefits our health. It helps us restore energy. Taking a break from dance or whatever else you got going on, sometimes you just gotta stop, take a step back, take a break, and recharge. I gotta really start turning that off when I do these videos here. Anyways, taking time off from dance can help re-energize your motivation for dance. It really can. Don't be afraid that if you take time off, that you're not gonna want to go back to dance. That you'll lose your motivation for dance forever. No matter what you do, the dancer in you will always be there. Even if during your recharging stages, where you're trying to get rid of everything dance to focus on yourself, you're gonna be in the grocery store pushing your cart, just bumping to music whenever you hear something banging. You're gonna be nodding your head to your playlist or to the radio, Spotify, whatever you listen to in your car. Once a dancer, always a dancer, man. Or girl. You ever get the feeling that when the school semester or school year is finally over, towards the end of summer, you just get so stoked about going back to school? Or was that just me? My point is, recharging yourself matters, and recharging yourself is important. In my last video, I talked about having the wrong priorities, and if you're losing motivation for dance, you probably have to prioritize yourself, not dance. So let's recap. Number 1 is gonna be watch a dance movie or a dance documentary. Learning the history of dance or just watching some fictional piece of story can be really refreshing, especially documentaries, hearing how hard certain people work or the struggles that they go through or have gone through. It's really motivating to hear what they've done, and once you feel that motivation of what they've been through, you might feel motivated enough to get back on your feet and dance. Number 2, explore other dance genres. Even if you absolutely hate or don't even care about ballet, try looking into ballet. It has a crazy history, and honestly, no matter what dance you do, it came from ballet at some point. Ballet is arguably the oldest form of dance that there is in this world, and if you're like me and you're in choreography or hip-hop, it did play a big part in how hip-hop or choreography came to be. Number 3, talk to someone about it. You know someone who who has been through these moments before. You may not know them personally, but someone in your dance community has lost motivation, has been through what you are going through now. Find them and talk to them. Don't know who they are? Just ask someone in your community. Hey, have you ever lost motivation for dance, or how do you stay motivated in dance? They will help you. Number 4, remember a moment in dance where you were extremely happy and extremely motivated, and then go back to it. You had that high for a reason. It is the epiphany of your moment in dance. It was the moment that you decided, I love this art, I love this community, and it's a good thing to explore. It's literally your dance history and the moment, the climax of your career that helped get you to where you are now in dance. And number 5, take a break. It's okay. It happens. Everyone does it. It's okay to recharge. It's okay to leave everything aside for a while until you're refreshed. It happens all the time, and don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like once you take a break, you're doing bad to the dance community. You're doing bad to dance, that you've betrayed dance somehow. No, it doesn't work like that. Focus on you first. Dance will always be there for you. But there you go. That's 5 tips to keep motivation or stay motivated, or something about motivation in dance. If you haven't already, please like this video. If you did like it, if you didn't like it, still like this video, I guess, and subscribe. So anyways, thank you for coming to Dance with Life Academy today, and we will see you next week, or in whatever other video that you decide to watch. See ya!